Okay, so I've got 8 Geode number 3 coasters from Counterculture, and they hold 2 ounces of resin each. I've got at least 8 ounces of resin mixed up. Not the medium viscosity this time. I have thick viscosity because that's what I happen to have. I had mixed up for another project and did part of that and started this new video. I'm going to lay in these oriental pieces of paper that I have sealed on both sides. I'm trying to go with that Chinesey red. I want it soft and muted. I don't want it to be really harsh. I put in a scoop of Lollipop mica powder. I'll put just a little bit more. And this is a tiny scoop that I use, as you can see. But I put in, you know, a scoop or 2, and it's kind of a pinkish metallic. And that was just to begin the color I was aiming for. Again, this is the thick viscosity resin, which takes a little bit longer to set up than the medium viscosity. So when it is 3 or 4 hours in and a little bit tacky, or a lot tacky, I'm going to lay the paper on top to stick to it. And then I also put in, I just dipped a popsicle stick into this dispersion color garnet from Counterculture, and so just put the tip of a popsicle stick in, and that deepened it up, and I like that, but I want to tone it down just a bit. So I'm going to take the Bray Reese Slate alcohol ink. I just want 1 drop, and I'm going to try that. Sometimes when you want to mute a color a bit, tone it down. You can add a black or a brown to kind of take the edge off of it, make it not so bright. So I'm just kind of comparing it to this red. It doesn't have to be a perfect match, but I want it to go with it pretty well. I'm also, just for the heck of it, I'm going to add some Armor Art copper. I'm going to put a squirt of that in. Sometimes you just play till you get the color you want. I'm going to put a few drops of brown. See what happens with that. I think I like that pretty well. It doesn't have to be a perfect match. So mix the resin 6 minutes and equal parts A and B. This is my new Counterculture 36 by 24 inch silicone mat. Love it, love it, love it. It cleans beautifully, it's silky smooth. Things peel off of it, it's just perfection. Now I'm going to just put in okay, it's too soon. Okay, So we're back again, and I wanted to show you, this has been probably about 6 hours, and it's still flexible. And if I had used medium viscosity, it would be hard by now. That's the thing about thick viscosity, is it takes longer because it's thicker, or whatever the composition of it, it just sets up differently than the medium viscosity. So it's still not hard, but it's basically, I can touch it. It's not like sticking to my finger or anything. So I had started to put these paper pieces in, but the weight of the paper was starting to sink, and it was set up enough to where it didn't sink under, but there's a curve to it and I didn't want that effect, so I decided to hold off. And now that the resin is not really tacky, I'm going to just apply it with some Mod Podge. I'm going to put this on and let it sit overnight and dry thoroughly before putting resin on top of it or anything. I do want to maybe paint a little bit of a gold around the edge, so that may come later and before I do the top coat of resin. So basically I'm just going to put a coat of Mod Podge, which does not have a good smell, by the way. I've never been a Mod Podge fan, but I'm going to use it for this. You can brush over it if you want to. That won't show. I'm just using my brush to kind of smooth it down on top of the resin, kind of press it. Okay, so I got all the Oriental coasters top coated. I had 2 coasters that I had just painted some white lines on that were just leftover coasters that have you know, kind of a pretty underside, but it wasn't that great on the top, so I'm just flood coating those as well. So I will be back in about 6 hours to show you the finished product. Okay, let's see what they look like. Here's the 2 coasters that I did the flood coat on. Did this video a while back. I think it was done with Bombay inks and some mica powder, and that's the way they look on this side. So a different look, and then, you know, get these ready for the festival. And then these are ready to come out. So just a pretty Chinesey red, and as you can see on the side, you can see a little clear and a little of the red. And I'm going to put a gold edge, at least on the top edge of it. I'm going to do gold. but it's kind of a soft Chinese red, which I like. There's one little bubble, but that's okay. I don't worry about having perfection. This nice, beautiful mat, you just peel everything right off. Nice and perfectly silky smooth. This is the best mat ever. That one, so there was two that I put in a little bit early, and it curled down, so you can see where it kind of curled down and touched the bottom a little bit, but that's okay too. This is the other one. So see how it curled down? So you need to wait for your resin to set pretty well before putting your paper on top. Got a random little piece of lint or so here and there, but I'm not worried about that either. I'm a human being, not a robot or a machine. So again, I want to do just a little bit of a gold edge. So I'm going to take my Krylon 18 karat gold leafing pen that's in the link below the video. If you're always wondering where I get my products, I try to list everything I use every video in case you're wanting to try to find the same kind of things. And then I'm just going to go around the top edge and see how I like that. And the reason I put my gloves on is just to keep from fingerprints getting on the flood coat on top. Since it's not been a full 24 hours, it's only been about maybe 6 or 8 hours. But the gold edge just gives it a little fancier, a little bit more oriental feel to it to me. I'll leave the sides, and then that way it's got a pretty gold edge. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and check out all of the links below the video. Very helpful for you, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.